My name is Brielle Carter, and I'm 32 years old. For 15 years, my family treated me like the help while my younger sister, Chloe, lived like she was born with a silver spoon in her mouth. Every holiday, every party, every gathering, while she smiled for photos and shook hands with important guests, I was stuck in the kitchen, chopping vegetables, plating desserts, making sure everything looked perfect, so she could take the credit. I wasn't just the older sister. I was the invisible one, the one they introduced as Brielle's here too, or she's helping out. Never, this is our daughter, Brielle. Never, she runs her own company. No. To them, I was just the backup plan, the one who showed up when things needed to get done, then disappeared when the spotlight turned on. But last Christmas Eve, something broke inside me. It started with a phone call. I was in my apartment in Manhattan, folding clothes into my suitcase, getting ready to fly to Florida for a business meeting that would change my life. My flight left at 8 p.m. sharp. This wasn't just another trip. This was the moment I'd been working toward for 5 years, the final step in securing a $2 million contract with one of the biggest hospitality companies in the country. And then my phone rang. Mom. No hello. No, how are you? Just cancel your plans. Chloe's hosting a dinner tomorrow night. Important people. You're cooking. I didn't even flinch. I just kept folding my shirt and said, how many? 25. 7 main courses, 10 sides. Menu's already planned. Be here by noon. I looked at my laptop where an email from Victoria Chen, the CEO of Pinnacle Hospitality, was still open. The subject line read, Final pre-meeting confirmation. Deck 26, 9 a.m. The same Victoria Chen who was now on my mother's guest list. The same woman I had spent months impressing through proposals, sample tastings, and late-night strategy calls. The same woman who had no idea that the caterer she was about to sign a life-changing deal with was supposed to be serving her dinner in a Connecticut mansion the night before. And my mom? She had no idea either. All she knew was that her unemployed daughter could cook. She told me, these are powerful people, Brielle. Don't embarrass us. I almost laughed. Don't embarrass us. As if I hadn't catered events for CEOs, celebrities, and politicians. As if my company, Carter & Co. wasn't ranked among the top luxury catering firms in the nation. As if I hadn't built it all from scratch, without a single dollar from my parents, without using their name, without their approval. 5 years, 50 employees, 3 locations, and not once did any of them ask, so, what do you actually do? They assumed I was failing, that I was barely getting by, that I cooked on the side, when in reality I was building an empire. And now, on the night before the biggest meeting of my career, they expected me to drop everything and play servant again. I looked at my plane ticket, at the contract glowing on my screen, at the photo on my phone, one from last month, me standing beside the mayor at a charity gala, surrounded by journalists and investors, all calling me Ms. Carter. Then I looked at the text from Chloe. Mom says you better not mess this up. Victoria Chen is coming. This could help my career. Amateur cooking won't cut it. I sat down on the edge of my bed. Because here's the thing. They weren't just asking me to cook. They were demanding that I pretend. Pretend I was small. Pretend I didn't matter. Pretend I wasn't someone. And I was tired. Tired of being erased. Tired of being ignored unless they needed something. Tired of watching Chloe get praised for connections I helped her make, for events I secretly managed, for meals she claimed she planned, but I executed perfectly. I thought about the first time I realized how deep the lie went. Last summer, I came home to find my childhood bedroom turned into a walk-in closet for Chloe. My books, my awards, my college diploma, all packed in boxes in the basement. She needs the space, Mom said. Image matters in PR. Meanwhile, I was running a 6-figure business from my 2-bedroom condo in Manhattan, a place they'd never visited, never asked about, never cared enough to see. I thought about the time I mentioned landing a major client, and Mom said, "That's nice, dear." But Chloe just got featured in a magazine. I thought about how, when a guest once asked me what I did for work, Dad laughed and said, "Oh, Brielle's between jobs. But she makes a mean lasagna." And I stayed quiet. For years. Because speaking up felt dangerous. Like I was threatening the balance they'd created. One sister up, one sister down. One golden, one ghost. But that night, with my bags packed and my future waiting in Florida, I finally asked myself, why am I still playing along? I picked up my phone and called my mom. I can't do it, I said. Silence then. What do you mean you can't? I have a business meeting. I'm flying out tonight. You're being selfish. Chloe needs this. So do I. I've been building something real. And I'm not missing it for a dinner I wasn't even invited to as a guest. You don't have a business. You're not some CEO. I am. Another silence. Then laughter, cold, disbelieving. A CEO of what? Your little cooking hobby? No, a CEO of a company that makes more in a month than Chloe does in a year. You're lying. I'm not. And if you don't believe me, check LinkedIn tomorrow. Or Forbes. They're doing a cover story on me next week. I hung up. My phone exploded. Texts from Chloe, calls from Mom, even my dad who never got involved. I turned it off. Packed the last of my things. Left a note on the counter with 3 emergency catering numbers, just in case. And right next to it, I placed my business card. Brielle Carter, CEO, Carter & Co. Luxury Catering. They wouldn't come. They wouldn't look. They'd rather serve pizza on their expensive china than admit they didn't know their own daughter. But I didn't care anymore. Because at 8:07 p.m., my plane lifted off from JFK. And for the first time in 15 years, I breathed. Below me, New York faded into lights. Ahead of me, a future I'd earned, on my own terms. I opened my laptop. Scrolled to the contract. One signature away from changing everything. And somewhere back in Connecticut, chaos was just beginning. But that is where the real story starts. You already know how it felt, being invisible in your own home. Watching your sister get praised for things you made possible. Being called help by the people who gave you life. For 15 years, I smiled, cooked, cleaned, and disappeared when the guests arrived. But on Christmas Eve, I boarded a plane to Florida while my family's world burned behind me. And that was just the beginning. By midnight, the disaster at my parents' house had gone full-blown chaos. I didn't find out until the next morning when I landed in Fort Lauderdale. My assistant, Naomi, met me at the airport with a look like she'd just witnessed history. You didn't tell me it went viral, she said, handing me her tablet. On the screen was a LinkedIn post from Victoria Chen herself, the CEO of Pinnacle Hospitality, the woman I was about to sign a $2 million contract with. Thrilled to announce our landmark partnership with Carter & Co. and its brilliant founder, Brielle Carter. Her journey, from building a luxury catering empire with zero family support to redefining excellence in hospitality, is exactly the kind of leadership we value. Proud to stand with someone who proved success isn't inherited. It's earned. Tagged Carter & Co. Pinnacle Hospitality, and, right there, Margaret Carter of Greenwich, CT. Underneath it, comments exploded. Industry leaders congratulating me. Former clients sharing stories. One woman wrote, I hired Carter & Cohen for my wedding. Didn't realize she was carrying the weight of a broken family while serving us champagne truffles. But then I saw the photo. A screenshot from someone at the dinner party. There it was. My mom standing stiffly in front of the dining table, face flushed red, wearing that ridiculous emerald green dress she bought just for impression night. On the table, 5 boxes of Domino's pizza, 1 Papa John's extra large, and a half-empty bottle of expensive wine sitting awkwardly beside a folded napkin with the initials BC, me. And the caption read, Host bragged all week about her daughter's gourmet Christmas Eve feast. Turns out the daughter quit. Now we're eating pepperoni on Waterford Crystal. Update, CEO of Pinnacle just walked in. She looks unimpressed. I nearly dropped the tablet. Naomi nodded. It blew up by 10 p.m. People started tagging news outlets. Someone posted it in a luxury lifestyle group, When Entitlement Meets Reality. It has over 40K likes. I exhaled slowly. I didn't expect this. Not like this. I just wanted to go to my meeting. To sign the contract. To prove to myself that I didn't need their approval to win. But the universe had other plans. We arrived at the resort and the energy was electric. Staff recognized me. The general manager greeted me by name. A handwritten note from Victoria waited in my suite, looking forward to meeting the woman who survived her family to build a kingdom. I smiled. Finally, someone saw me. At 7 p.m. the pre-dinner meeting began. Victoria walked in late, still laughing as she took her seat. "I just flew in from the most chaotic dinner party of my life," she said, shaking her head. "In Connecticut." Hostess swore her daughter was a world-class chef. Showed me a menu that looked like it belonged in a Michelin-starred restaurant. We arrive, no food. Kitchen empty. Woman scrambling to order pizza while blaming her mentally unstable older daughter for abandoning the family. My heart pounded, but my face stayed calm. "Oh," I said. "What happened?" She spent the whole night bad-mouthing this daughter. Said she was unemployed, unreliable, always causing drama. Called her the family disappointment. Meanwhile, the younger sister tried to pitch me PR services while handing out garlic breadsticks on gold-rimmed plates. I leaned forward slightly. "That sounds stressful." Victoria looked at me. Really looked at me? Funny thing, her last name was Carter. "Same as yours." I nodded. "Yeah, that was my mother." Silence fell over the room. Victoria froze. "Wait, you're the daughter? The one she called mentally unstable?" "Yes." "The one who was supposed to cook?" "Also yes." "The one who owns the company you're about to sign a $2 million contract with?" "Also yes." Her eyes widened. Then she burst out laughing. "Oh my God, are you serious?" "I am." She leaned back, staring at the ceiling. "I cannot believe this. I spent 20 minutes listening to a woman complain about how her daughter ruined everything, when that daughter is sitting across from me, about to become my business partner." The rest of the team exchanged glances. Some looked shocked, others impressed. Victoria pulled out her phone. "Let me get this straight. Your family doesn't know you're a CEO? They think I'm between jobs. That I cook on the side. That I live in a tiny apartment and survive off savings. And yet," she said, scrolling through Google, "you're in Forbes. You've been nominated for a James Beard Award. Your company has a waiting list longer than some restaurants in Paris. 8 months for peak season." She looked up. "And they've never asked?" "Never. When I tried to tell them, Mom changed the subject to Chloe's latest social media post." Victoria let out a long breath. "This is unbelievable, but also kind of poetic." Then her assistant rushed in with breaking news. "Forbes just released the article early. It's live." She turned her phone toward the table. There I was, on the cover. From invisible to invaluable. How Brielle Carter built a catering empire without a dollar of family money. The preview read, "While her family dismissed her as just the cook, Brielle Carter quietly built a multi-million-dollar company, refusing to trade on her last name or beg for recognition. Now, she's not just proving them wrong, she's leaving them behind." Victoria looked at me. "Your mom's going to see this tonight." I nodded. "And by tomorrow morning, everyone in her country club will know the truth." She raised her glass. "To the best decision Pinnacle ever made." We clinked glasses. And just like that, my life changed. By 8 a.m. the next day, my phone was blowing up. Not from Victoria. Not from clients. From them. 47 missed calls from Mom. 12 voicemails deleted without listening. Text from Chloe. "Is this a joke? You've been lying this whole time?" Mom passed out when she saw the Forbes cover. Dad finally texted, "Your mother is hysterical. She says you humiliated her. Please call." I didn't. Instead, I walked into the boardroom, dressed in a tailored navy suit, my hair sleek, my posture strong. Victoria stood up when I entered. "We're ready," she said. The contract was laid out. Pen waiting. I signed my name, Brielle Carter, CEO, with a steady hand. Champagne was poured, photos taken, handshakes exchanged. And then Victoria leaned in and whispered, "I just posted a photo of you holding the signed contract. Tagged your mom." I smiled. Good. Within minutes, my phone lit up. Sarah called, voice shaking. Everyone saw it. The country club manager just called. He said he's removing Mom from the charity committee. Said it's a conflict of interest to lead events when she didn't even know her own daughter ran a catering company. I said nothing. She's crying, Sarah continued. She keeps saying, "How could I not know?" How could you? I said. You never asked. You should have told us. I did. 3 years ago, I told you I landed a big client. Mom said, "That's nice, dear. But Chloe's campaign is really taking off." You remember that? Silence. Then, I didn't think you were serious. I wasn't trying to impress you. I was telling the truth. You could have shown us something. You turned my bedroom into a closet and stored my diploma in the basement. Why would I show you anything? She started crying. We thought you were struggling, and I let you believe it. Because every time I succeeded, you made me feel guilty for it. Like I was stealing Chloe's light. Well, guess what? I stopped apologizing for shining. I hung up. Later that evening, I finally answered Mom's call. She was sobbing. You destroyed me. Everyone's talking. They're laughing at me, at us. Or maybe, I said calmly, they're finally seeing the truth. You didn't have to humiliate us. I didn't. You did. You bragged about a daughter who didn't exist. You blamed a daughter you refused to see. I didn't lie. I didn't fake anything. I just stopped pretending to be small. You owe us respect. I do, as your daughter. But not as your servant. Not as your scapegoat. Not as the one you erase until you need something. We're your family. And family doesn't treat family like hired help. Family asks questions. Family shows up. Family celebrates each other. You did none of that. Silence. Then softly, what do you want from us? Nothing, I said. Not money. Not apologies. Not even love. I want you to finally see me. Not the version you made up to make yourselves feel better, but the real me. And if you can't do that, then I'll keep building my life without you. She cried harder. We lost everything. No, I said. You lost the illusion. I gained my freedom.